Welcome back to Fat Butcher Rips. It is the fourth and final installment of my case break of 24-25 Upper Deck Extended Series. It has been a really good case so far, lots of fun stuff. Really excited to see how this one comes to a close. So, if you're ready, let's rip. Box one. So if you haven't checked the rest of them out, I would encourage you to do so. It's been really fun. This has been a really good case, and I burned through the base at this point. And check out the stuff in the middle. And looks like we have our second Young Guns checklist, which is not so bad. And a Dazzlers and a bit of base. All right, so Will Smith and Lecker Mackey checklist. That's solid enough. I like checklists, so I'll take that. And here we go. So we've got Mitch Marner. Best of luck to him. I don't know where he's going to end up, but I can't imagine he sticks with the Leafs after just some history at this point. Stankhoven on the Beehive. I've gotten a bunch of Stankhovens. I won't complain about that. That's solid enough. The one thing I have talked about, if you haven't been watching, I haven't gotten anything kind of like completely off the beaten path. You wouldn't expect to see it in a case, so that's the goal. Something that's either not on the checklist or something that is like super unusual. This is nice. I mean, what is this to number 2? Sorry, old man time. I can't see anything. I think it's numbered to 333 for the UD3, I guess, in honor of that. So Connor McDavid numbered to 333. That's kind of cool. Unusual numbering. Lecker Mackey first rounder, and Bobrovsky pros and prospects and base. So that's a cool numbered card. I prefer that certainly to like the trilogies to 9.99 level 1s. So solid. Ooh, okay. It's a clean looking card. Is it valuable? No. It might be a couple bucks. But a Bedard Gold Beehive, these are one in a box. Usually you get either one of these or like one of the Encores, maybe a Pros and Prospects. I can't remember if I've gotten those, but you get one gold variation or parallel. So if you're going to get a gold, that's a good one to get. Bolduc and Kachuk, nice vet, solid vet outburst. All in all, nothing, again, like a lot of this case, yeah, there's been some highs, but it's just been a really solid floor throughout. And you know, so far, looks like that's continuing. Cale Makar on the UD3. Austin Matthews, nice looking Oracle there. And Nazar, Pros and Prospects. I don't love the Pros and Prospects, but I like my guy Frank Nazar, so on balance, I like him more than I dislike Pros and Prospects, so I'm happy with that. All right, we got Doan on the Rookie Reflections. Yeri Inola, not a great young gun. And Alex Ovechkin on the Encore. Always happy to get an Ovechkin. Not, again, the Ovechkin everyone's chasing, but if that's what you're expecting to get out of one of these, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Hate to tell you. All right, we got Connor Geeky on the Triple Dimensions. We've got Rookie Reflections of Brennan Othman. And we've got a Leo Carlson canvas. Got the very pale black and white of that earlier in the case. All right, moving right along. And a bit more base. And we do have a Nick Sealer clear cut. It's like our third just base clear cut out of the case so far. Ty Felleber, Young Guns. Haven't seen him yet, so we'll take him so we can make a set and some base. If we get 2 Ty Fellebers, then we riot, because we're not happy. But we'll take the first one. All right, man. Seen that Cam Talbot a few times. Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid on the Encore, and Vinny Trocheck. Another one of my prior black and whites from this case. So nice to see him in full color, because those black and whites, man, oh man, they are pale. All right, here we go. And it's my guy Nazar on the Triple Dimensions. Got the rookie reflections of Luchenko and Matty Beniers with a real ugly fish in his hand. So make sure to wash up before you eat, my guy, because that looks like it's got some serious issues. All right, couple more packs, and we do have an Elias Lindholm Deluxe. We've gotten a lot of like base deluxe and base exclusives and stuff like that. So that means the print run is probably not crazy, which is great. Base, and this is our second Lekkerimäki Young Gun. So we have gotten 2 Kossa, 2 Will Smith, 2 Lekkerimäki, 1 Dobish. So that's like the one guy who we haven't doubled up on that you would really love it. But you know, you're only going to double up on about half of the checklist typically. So to hit all those good names twice, man, that's a win. I'll take that. Kairu Silver Skates, Jack Hughes Beehive, and nice Tim Horton, the kind of Legends canvas. These are pretty cool, and yeah, I enjoyed opening some Tim Horton cards not that long ago, so glad to see him here. Okay, good start. You know, a second Lekkerimäki, not so bad. We got the numbered Connor McDavid. We got the kind of short printed Tim Horton. We're off to a good start. So 2 more boxes to go. Clear this out and we'll get in the next one. Box number 2. All right, here we go. Second box. Let's see if we can recover our cool on this. And yeah, Will Smith, triple dimensions, Owen Tippett, silver skates, and an Aaron Ekblad chilling on the bench. Not so bad. I like that. Solid enough start. Let's see. Where's the good stuff here? This is a level 2 of Jesper Wallstedt, and these are to $4.99. You know, I really don't like the first rounders, but it's Nazar. I'm torn on that one. And Nick Suzuki Beehive. Haven't seen that. All right, the trilogy to $4.99. I can get behind that. That's about the upper edge of numbering that I'd like to see. Anything much higher than $4.99, I don't know. You're pushing it. You're pushing it a little bit on whether or not it even needs to be numbered anymore. It's like the 90s, and they're like, yeah, 1 out of 200,000. Like, great, thanks a lot. Here we go. Cole Caulfield on the Future Impact. All right, Bedard, Pros and Prospects, and Robert Thomas looking determined. Love it. Love to see that determination. Here we go. And what do we got? We've got the Kyle Connor all the way back in the first part of this case break. We had the red outburst of Kyle Connor. So we started off with a flourish. Hudson and Lekkerimäki together. That's not bad. And Nikolai Ehlers looking, yeah, like he's ready to go. He's ready to play some hockey. I like it. Get the helmet, get to work. Here we go. And yeah, a Mo Sider. This one is kind of like the SP, so that's not bad. Fabian Lysell is a nice one, and Austin Matthews is our Beehive. This is our second Lysell, which is a nice development. At this point, probably have the whole checklist of Young Guns, so now we're just kind of doubling up, which is a fun thing to have. Another Lekkerimäki, this one, the Future Impact. Austin Matthews is Pros and Prospects, and Tanev. That is a cool image. That's a bad looking dude. I'm not gonna lie, that guy looks like he's ready for some trouble. The selection of images we got early was very uninspiring. I'm not gonna lie. Since then, we've really picked up the pace. Nice. Our 1 gold per box is a Liam Bixel, so cool with that. Adam Wilsby is our regular Young Gun, and Linus Ullmark, another solid vet outburst. A lot of our outbursts have been, you know, pretty solid guys. Given the fact that there's a ton of all-stars in this, you know, the hit rate of decent guys on your outbursts tends to be a little better in this. So Makmadulin, I think this is the first Makmadulin card I've pulled, so hooray, I guess. Jack Eichel on our Oracles. Clayton Keller, Pros and Prospects. Not the most inspiring pack, but you need some of those so that, you know, the really big ones feel that much bigger. At least that's how I cope. Jesper Bratt, Silver Skates. Michael Milne. That's a dupe of a guy that you don't want a dupe of. And Stamkos on the Encore. And some base. All right. A couple more packs in box number 2. See if we can't get something a little spicier here. It's been a little dry, I'm not gonna lie. Hanzik on that. Casa, the second time we've seen him. And yeah, Jet Luchenko, we got the pink/purple, whatever color they're claiming that other Dazzler is. So gotten our fill of the Luchenkos, which, hey, there's worse guys to get. And yep, nothing too crazy there. Quinn Hughes, we got the gold version of that Silver Skates earlier. Mo Sider and Brendan Hoffman, Pros and Prospects. That, again, not too crazy of a pack. See if we can end on a bang. And we caught it. Variation. The backwards baseball cap gave it away. Matt Barzal, All-Star Skills Variation. The second Trent Miner and the Kucherov. So look, is that ending on a bang? I'd probably say no, but Trent Miner is a solid young gun, and I think that's the second variation of the case, so, you know, not exceedingly common. Not a bad way to go out. Only one card up on a stand. We got to change that in the last box, so let's get this out of the way and see if we can do it. All right, third box of the video, last box of the case. Let's see what we find. All right, let's close it out. See if we can fill up a few stands. Only one card so far. Let's see if we can keep him from being lonely up there. All right, we got Rempe. We've got Michkov. A couple of nice little rookie names. And Dylan Larkin throwing stuffed animals to the crowd. But I'm still not going to give him his props because he's on the Blackhawks, so I won't admit that that's a fun image. But deep down, everybody knows, yeah, that's a fun image. And this was the one kind of thing still sitting out there. Our clear-cut young gun, Yuri Inola. Okay, not one of the names I was hoping to see. But not everything can go your way, and a lot of things have, so I won't complain. We got a first round, we got a Suzuki, we got a base, we got to keep it moving. Okay, that's a missed opportunity. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The Yuri Inola, that's a missed opportunity, but we gotta get back on our A game here. Callum Ritchie, haven't seen him yet, so that's nice. Jack Hughes and a Gensel. Okay. Don't love the image, not inspiring, but fair enough. Like the uni at least, so we'll give him that. All right, here we go. Got a bunch of base and Josh Doan, Cutter Gauthier, Kevin Hayes, really intensely eyeing the puck. I hope that's what he's doing. Maybe there's like a super good piece of pizza in front of him and he's really like pumped for it. All right. Zach Bolduc to 399 or 300? 300 on the triple dimensions. I think we got the Michkov to 500 earlier. This one's purple instead of red. Klerman, kind of a basic young gun. Maverick Borg, Pros and Prospects. Bolduc's a fine young player. This to 300 is okay. We're getting some we're getting some opportunities. This is probably the first time in this case where it feels like the names have been starting to let us down a little bit, but that's okay, it happens. Nazar, like that. Logan Cooley mixing it up. That's a good looking canvas, so we'll take that. Second half of the last box, let's see. Is there something in here? Let's kind of find something fun. Barkov, Isaiah George. Actually, I think that's the first Isaiah George, so that's a good one. Bolduc on the Dazzlers and a bit of base. Trying to think here. Is there anyone else that I don't remember seeing? I think I've seen them all. Have I seen I don't think I've seen Matachuk or Matechuk. I can't pronounce it. So maybe I haven't seen Matechuk. All right. Nolan Allen, Rookie Reflections. Rempe, these are kind of the short print or SSPs. That's not bad. Dreisaitl. Well, now I'm kind of worried that I don't have the Matechuk. I thought for sure I had everybody. But I honestly don't recall seeing him. Hey, there we go. I mean, it's whatever. Hey, nice little Michkov and Will Smith action here. I'll take those. I think that might be the first Will Smith first round that we got. So, Swagnificent, Rasmus Dahlin. Honestly, not that swaggy. Though I guess if you can pull off that cap while wearing a, I don't know, business casual outfit, I guess that's kind of swaggy. All right, we'll give it to him. All right, 3 packs left. The sweat is on. I have not seen Denton Matechuk. I'm now convinced of it. Okay, this is nice. You get one of these a box, these kind of gold variations, and it's Connor McDavid. Nikita Grabenkin. We've seen him once. Poor Mitch Marner on the outburst. Solid player, so I'm not going to be upset getting an outburst to him. We've got 2 packs. I'm getting a little bit worried here that we haven't seen all of our young guns, so that's a problem. McCann, Evgeny Malkin, and Aho, and some base. All right, last pack of the case. This needs to have Denton Matechuk in it, or I'm going to have to scramble back through literally this entire case to see if I found him somewhere else. It doesn't have him in it. This is a problem. All right, here we go. Bo Horvat, Jesper Wallstedt, first round pick, and Jared McCann, pros and prospects. Kemper, McKinnon, Jenner, Gustafson, and Kupari to close it out. Okay, we will clear the table. I might dig back through to see if I have the Denton Matechuk in any of the prior kind of openings or boxes that I've got, and keep everybody updated, because I'm sure everybody's really worried about it. And then we'll do a quick recap of this section, and we'll get everyone out of here. Okay, quick recap. First and foremost, after going back through, literally found this in like the very first Young Gun. So I'm just old and fuzzy memoried, so crisis averted, everybody. All right, so that aside, as with all of these, a whole bunch of inserts of, questionable value. We did get the Will Smith first rounder. We ended up with 7 in this little 3-box sampling. So usually we got anywhere between 6 and 8. So that's right on. We got a whole bunch of cool looking canvas this time. The Tanev looked great. I thought there was another one that looked, oh yeah, the veneers looked kind of fun. And then we got the Tim Horton Legends. So really like the Tim Horton Legends. If I'm going to get one, that's a nice one to get. So good with that. Then, let's see. We didn't have anything crazy in our hits, quote unquote. Solid names, Tkachuk, Ullmark, and Marner on our outburst. Like that gold Beehive of Bedard. Bixel is a nice gold. McDavid's a nice gold. We got, oh boy, we got a base clear cut of Sealer. We got the Young Gun clear cut, Yuri Inola. That was a miss, but it happens. Barzal was the skills variation. Then we had a deluxe of Lindholm to 250. We had the Connor Bedard to 333, like that. We had the Wallstedt to 499, level 2. We had the Bolduc to 300, the purple. And we had Rasmus Dahlin getting swaggy with it. It's a shame he had that luscious hair up under that beanie, but you got to keep it business when it's business. So fair enough to him. And finally, we didn't have Mad Chuck, but we had him earlier, so we got a nice little mix of Young Guns. We got the Smith Leckermacki checklist. We got our second Minor, our second Lysell, our second Gulbenkian, first George, second, and our second Leckermacki. So, really fun case. Got a lot of cool stuff. I didn't get an Ovechkin signature. Shocking. Did not get any acetate Young Guns, which is a bummer. But we got a lot of cool stuff. We got 2 of all, except for Dobish, of all the Young Guns you'd want to see. We got the Celebrini Young Gun Canvas. We got, a Red Outburst. We got a lot of fun stuff. We got the Leckermacki Outburst. It was a great case to rip. I probably have another case that I'm going to open because I actually really like this product. And I'll probably just bust into it here shortly. And I'll probably post that as just like one continuous rip and see how that goes. I've never tried that. We also have the cup, which will have come out by the time this has come out. So a lot of fun stuff going on. It is in between the conference finals and the Stanley Cup finals. So great time for hockey right now. So thanks everyone for checking it out. Hopefully you've checked out all the videos because like I said, it's been a good time. So with that, please, if you get a chance, comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.